Kadesha. I'm back with another video. So we have a little story time with a familiar quote that we all know. Believe none of what you hear, and I'll finish the rest and half of what you see. But this one, it took the cake. And I don't know why I keep saying that. But I said, Lord, and this is why we should not be gossiping, of course. We shouldn't be talking about people. We shouldn't be spreading things about people that we hear from somebody else, and we need to stop it or don't allow it to keep talking when someone is telling you about something, because the Lord been dealing with me on gossip, and I've told you this previously. The Lord be humbling me every day, and I'm like, Lord, do I need humbling? It's like, yes, you do. And I said, you right, Lord. But this person, you have to go to the source. And I mean, what is it? I'm trying to think of these little sayings, but you have to go to the source, figuratively and seriously. I think that's the word. But yes, you have to, because someone was telling me a story, and I say, I was so, see, I got to sit up, because I said, oh my goodness. They were telling me this story, and I was like, oh wow. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe, this just happened. And then another person commented and was like, yeah, it's good, it's good that this happened. And the thing was, it was semi-true. So me, the Lord teaching me every day. And that's why I tell you, you may say, how you gonna say this with a video? I tell you to take everything I say with a grain of salt. And we gotta listen to, like what Paul says, was the children, was it Corinth? But it was one of the people who he said, these people don't just hear me, they go back and they see. They go back and make sure whatever I'm saying is true. And we need to do that, especially when reading the word. And not to say that people are going to, well, the Lord said in the end times, people will say, I am the Lord, but they will be trying to lead you astray. So that's why we got to know the word for ourselves. I'm switching off, but this is the same. But anyway, so it's not the same. It is the same concept. And so after I heard this, I said, let me call this person. So I called them and I was like, well, how are you doing? And well, we always do this. We'll do this in a minute. But yeah, he said, how are you doing? And they were like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And they just started kind of telling me stuff. And I said, oh my goodness, this person just told. And the thing was, like I said, it wasn't a tale, and I don't think they were purposely trying to tell me a tale, but it's just like the telephone game. By the time you get to the end of the line, the whole sentence then changed. And that just goes to show why we need to stop talking about people. For one, we need to stop talking about people, but we also need to stop spreading it. And the Lord is working on me. Look at me, I'll be changing stuff, but the Lord be working on me, because this happened just to me yesterday. When I was about to get ready, something that happened, and just for conversation, we'll say, oh yeah, so-and-so, so-and-so. And it's just like, why did you need to say that? And it took everything in me to not say it, and the conversation went smoothly. And Lord is like, good, continue to do that. And I'm like, all right, Lord, thank you. But yeah, I called a person, and they were like, yeah, this happened. So the person, like I said, the person was right when they told me what had happened. They were like, this happened. Yes, that happened. But what they said after, what was going to go forward, that was not true. The person was like, no, I didn't say so-and-so said anything. See, that'd be me. I don't be going back and saying stuff unless you be talking about bad people bad. I'll tell you, but I'm going to tell you, no. I just thought about it. So this is so funny. And I said I'm going to start doing this. Y'all going to have to hold me accountable. The next time somebody try to gossip to me or tell me about somebody, and they be telling me, I'm like, okay, hold on, let me call them so you can tell them. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm about to stop this gossiping. I'm about to stop this because it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. And when this person was telling me about this situation, I knew then you cannot be believing stuff that you hear. So I have said all that to say, believe none of what you hear. Go to the source yourself and see what is need to be, what you heard, and see if you need to know, because it may not even be your business. Sometimes we just be wanting to know stuff, and it's like, that's not your business. But if somebody is wanting to talk to you about things, that's fine. But we have to be careful and not to spread it and try to say, oh, it's just for us to pray about something. It's like, no, they told you that in confidence. So don't say anything. But thank you so much for watching. Like I always say, saca que quieres ver en otros. Until next time. Bye.